What's going on, Bruce Beats fam? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your loops professional, how to make them 4 times longer and 10 times better at the same time. This video is an edited down version of a coaching session I did for producers that I mentor. They found it incredibly valuable, so I know you're going to love it too. And this was taught about 2 years ago before I had my technology all dialed in. So you're going to hear the piano cut out at times. So my apologies for the technical flub ups, but you are going to get the gems guaranteed. If you find this content valuable, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more value. Without any further ado, let's get right into it.
This is especially good if you're the type of person who you come up with something really, really good, but you're not necessarily sure how to develop it or how to make it into something, basically just how to develop that idea, because there's a lot that you can extract out of your idea. This is, something that I've done throughout my entire life just for variety whenever I'm creating stuff. And it just works really well to bring that variety so you can, not have so much repetition. And in that, you can take just that last little bit, which we call the turnaround, and develop it out into something or repeat it so it kind of tags. What we're going to start off here is talking about how turnarounds are typically used, and then we'll go right into how we kind of use them more in this modern context. So turnarounds are typically used when you have like a really long form, like a 16 bar or 32 bar progression even. And it's how we're going to get back to the top. What is a turnaround? How to get back to the top, how to circle back to the beginning. And you can do that all the time, really, at the end of whatever it is. So you can do it at the end of a 4-bar thing. You could do it at the end of an 8-bar thing, of a 16-bar thing. Obviously, if you do it at the end of a 4-bar thing, that would be considered micro. And if you do it at the end of a 16-bar or a 32-bar thing, that'd be considered macro. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about it kind of like in sections. A lot of the times the music we make works with even numbers. And a lot of the times it's 4 or it's 8 cycles of repetition of something, right? So with this example, I'm going to go ahead and play it through, and then I'm going to put it into this format here. And number 4 is where we're going to want to turn things around. Because remember, number 4 is how we're getting back to the beginning. That's the turnaround, right? So here's the progression. Back to the beginning. Okay, so you notice, and that was a little bit fast, so I'm going to slow it down. So we basically have a main section, and it's 3 chords: F minor 11, E major 9, E flat minor 11. So we're not necessarily going to dive into the chords themselves. We're going to look how this works in context so we can create something that is beautiful and not just too loopy. Okay, so we have. So that's 1. That sounds cool. I kind of want to repeat that. But you notice it's still the same exact thing, really. So we have. Repeat again. Now, if I would do that a 4th time, all it really is just the one thing repeated over and over again. But if I change the very last repetition, then it becomes actually a 4-bar phrase instead of just a 1-bar phrase repeated again and again and again. So 1, even if I play the same thing, no variation anywhere. 1, slow it down. 2, 3. Okay, it's getting a little boring. Last time. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Oh, now we're back to the beginning. Okay, I get it now. So you see, it breaks up the monotony when at the very tail end of the phrase, usually the 4th measure, you do something different, okay? And you can literally do anything you want. I'll show you what I was thinking to make this specific thing, so it sounds like it went somewhere else and came back. But at the tail end of the phrase, you do really whatever you want. And I want to give you another golden nug here to make this interesting. These are going to want to be all very, very similar. Your second one, you're going to want to have some sort of little variation to the same thing because it's going to keep it interesting. So if you have your core idea with some little variation, repeat the same core idea again, and then throw them for a loop, then you've got something really cool on your hands that you can flesh out rather than just repeating number one over and over and over again. So here's the core idea. Right? Then when I repeat that the second time, I just change it a little bit. I just put a little melody on top, put some pauses in there, same exact chords. Then the third time, same thing. You see, so it's not boring anymore because we put something in the middle. So I'll do that one more time, number one. Number two, little variation. Back to number one. Right? And then number four, we throw it for a loop. Okay, so on the fourth one is where you're gonna have your turnaround more in the micro way. So I wanna take this one step further, but before I go with that, is this making sense?
I needed this. This is fantastic, Bruce. Thank you.
Awesome. And so this fourth one, not all the time, but usually you can actually use this as what we call a tag. And so a tag is something that happens like at the very end of the song or the very end of a chorus, where you take this little section and you repeat it 3 times. And so I'll kind of give you a sense of what I mean. So I'll play it in order. I'll get to here. And when I get to 4, I'm going to treat it as a tag, like it's the end of the song. Okay. So we'll do it slowly. Core idea, variation on it, melody, core idea again, tag, repeat. Now it sounds like we're going somewhere. Last time. You see how it kind of brought it to a close? So those are the things that you want to kind of think about. And if you kind of look at it in blocks like this, in little sections, okay, the first time I'm just going to say whatever my core idea is. I'll repeat it again, but I'll put a little bit of variation on it just so it's not the same thing. I can literally just repeat the same thing again, or I can even keep adding a little bit of variation, but you don't have to. And then the fourth time, I'm going to do something completely different. The reason you do something completely different, and we're not talking about like you don't have to go change keys, and maybe it's like A minor with a little melody, A minor, D minor. You know, it could be something that simple. But what this fourth thing is going to do is when you change it, when you have like a little micro turnaround, it's going to take just the one little cell and turn it into this really long thing that you can then repeat a couple different times before it gets monotonous.
Another way that you could think about this is ABAC. So instead of the 1, 2, 3, 4, as we were talking about, those would be like the measures or the cycles of repetition, like I was saying. But another way to think about it where it's not really glued to the measure and you're just talking about the idea itself is ABAC. And every time the letter repeats, the idea repeats. And every time you have any sort of variation on it, you change the letter. So if the melody is boo-doo-dee-doo-dee, that would be A. And if it's dee-dee-dee-doo-dee-doo, that would be B. So doo-doo-dee-dee-doo-dee, dee-dee-dee-doo-dee-doo, doo-doo-dee-doo-dee, dee-dee-dee-doo-dee-doo would be A, B, A, B, so on and so forth. That's just another way to think about it. But if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button below and also hit the subscribe because I got way more awesome value coming for you. And I can't wait for you to learn and get these gems. This is Bruce Beats. See you soon.